Hi everyone, I'm Verna Mullen from Stampin' Notes and welcome to my channel tonight. I have a one sheet wonder to share with you. I'm really excited about sharing that with you with a Charming Day bundle. So, and I'm going to share 7 cards with you tonight. So welcome to my channel. If you're on, say hi, tell me where you're from. Tell me if you have the Charming Day bundle or not. It is Tuesday evening, August 19th, 2025. And I'm coming to you from my studio in Western New York. I'm straightening things out a little bit. So I'm so glad to be here with you tonight. And I can't wait to share some stamping goodness with you. You guys probably know that right now the In Color sale is going on, and actually this designer series paper is on sale 15% off because it has some In Colors in it. So that's kind of cool. And this set, the Charming Day set, is also featured in my Songbird Stampin' Club membership. This is a subscription membership where you get a kit delivered right to your door. It is once a month, and I will show you the cards in that for this month. So it's Charming Day. Here's the first card. And there's still a couple more days to subscribe to it. I'm going to move my phone up just a little bit there. So, yep, this is the first card here. And then this is the second card. And I love the colors in this. I've used Wink of Stella on that. You'll get everything to make 2 of each of these cards. And here's the last one. So you will get everything to make 8 cards. It will include envelopes. It will include any die cuts like this one right here that's not in the Charming Day bundle. You will need the Charming Day bundle to finish your cards. And then also in your kit, you will get a half a pack of the beautiful Floral Charm. Yep, that designer series paper. And we're going to be using this tonight for our one sheet wonder. You will get a spool of this gold striped mesh ribbon and a package of the beautiful Charming Shimmer faceted dots. So it includes postage, a PDF tutorial, and a video review, and something special this month only. You get a PDF tutorial for 4 fun fold cards with a Charming Day bundle. So in addition to your PDF tutorial for these 4 cards here. So if you're interested in that, email me at vernastamps@gmail.com, and I will get you so you're subscribed to that. Hey, Mom. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit now about a one sheet wonder. So one sheet wonder is taking a piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper. Well, it can be any paper size, but tonight we're using 12 by 12, and we're going to cut it so that we can make several cards from that sheet of paper. So tonight I'm going to show you 7 cards, and you will also see that you can get more than 7 cards from the way that we're going to cut the paper tonight. So this is the template. If you're on my email list, you will get this free template in your email this week. And I'm going to show you, we're going to cut the paper right now. And also, make sure you're subscribed to my email list. And inspiration for this is with Mary Nabe and Rhonda Wade and Wendy Lee. So I'm going to pick these up right here. Oh, I got to grab my paper. Sorry about that. I forgot that I had to grab my sheet of paper. We're going to be using this sheet here. Let's take a look at this paper. It's so beautiful. Hi, Lise. Hi, Carol. Thanks for sharing, Carol. So this is the Charming Day Designer Series paper. And you might think, oh, another floral paper, but wait till you see the back of it too. Here's this design. And as I said, this is on sale right now. It's 15% off. Isn't it pretty? There's that. And let's look at the backs. I just love this design on the back here. Misty Moonlight. There's a Mossy Meadow. Timid Tiger. Berry Burst. All kinds of beauty there, and Pretty Peacock. Isn't that gorgeous? So we're going to take one sheet tonight, and I'm going to cut that down. And we're going to use this sheet right here. Now, this week, if you place an order of $50 or more in my online store with me this week, you will get the PDF tutorial to make these cards. I won't be doing kits this week because the tutorial is pretty valuable. It's for 7 cards. If you order $75 or more, I will include a pack of the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not using these tonight. I'm using the Strawberry Slush and the Pretty and Pink Dots, which go really well with these. So that's the gems you would get with an order of $75 or more. Okay, so, and if you're signed up with my email, you will get the template for this One Sheet Wonder class. Comment and share. If you share, you'll be put into a free drawing for this stamp set. This is a retired stamp set. And you please put share, write it out so I know, otherwise I don't know that you shared. So, okay, so let's bring our template back in. Here's our template. I'm going to grab my scoring or my paper trimmer. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Designer Series paper and we're going to cut it in half at 6 inches. I think I want it this way. All right. Now, one of the 6-inch panels, I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to cut off 3 inches here off one of the ends. And another 3 inches. All right, and then I'm going to layer these on top of each other. I'm going to cut off 2 inches. And we want these two to be 1.5 by 4, so they're 4 inches long this way. I'm going to turn it and put them on the 1.5 inch line there. Cut them. All right, so this is 1/2 of that top line, and I'm going to set those together. Now this sheet here, we're going to cut it at 3.5. And then these are all 1-inch cuts. So we're going to get 6 of them. And you want to keep them in order because we're going to layer them. 1, 2, 3. And this will make 7. We're going to make 7 cards tonight, but you will see you will have enough to make more than 7 cards. Okay, so we've got 6 1-inch strips there. And then this is going to be 2.5 by 3. So we're going to, this is 2.5, and we're going to cut it at 3. Hi, Debbie. It is pretty DSP. Okay, so this is the bottom half of our One Sheet Wonder. And again, you'll get this template in your, if you're subscribed to my email. So we are going to turn it this way and cut off 2 inches. Like that. And then this is going to be 5.5. Right there. We're going to have 2 1/2-inch strips here. There's 1, and then 2, and then we have a leftover 5.5 by 2-inch piece. So those two are the same, and this is the same. And with our other part of our top part, or our bottom part here, we're going to cut off, I believe this is 4 inches. Yep. So we're going to cut off a 2.5-inch piece. And then this will be 5.25 by 4. So we're going to go down here to 5.25. And then 4.25 by 4 is what's left over. All right, so we've got our little piles here. Well, let's start with our first card, okay? I will grab that so you can see what it is. And this is our first card here. And we're going to start with a piece of Petal Pink cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5. Grab my little packet here. Does anyone have this paper in the bundle? It's so pretty. All right, we're going to fold this in half and burnish it with a bone folder. And then we're going to take our piece that we cut, our designer series paper that was 4 by 4.25, and that is right here. And I'm going to wrap a piece of the Petal Pink braiding around it. And I will grab this so you can see it. Now, this is very thick. It's not my favorite thing, but I've kind of fallen in love with it. It is jute. Because you can strip it down, and I will do that right now. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to cut a piece off there. And I've cut this too long, probably. Not probably, I have. Okay, so you can take the ends like this. Just kind of work the ends. Now I'm going to pull 3 out of there together. I'm going to set that aside. So that makes this way less bulky. And we're going to take this piece here, and I'm going to wrap it around. And grab my tear and tape. Hi, Becky. Thank you, Becky. And I'm just going to tape this down. Like that. The same thing with this end here. Yeah, One Sheet Wonders are great if you want to make a whole bunch of cards, kind of the same theme or color. I'm going to cut that off there. All right, and then I'm going to just take the tape off this, because we're going to layer this to our card base. And this is double-sided tape. And I'm bringing in my liquid glue. This glue gun is from my Sweet Petunia, and oh, you know what? We're supposed to do dimensionals. Okay, so we have a little glue on there. We'll have a little glue on there with our dimensionals. All right, so let's add our dimensionals to this. I know it cooled way down. It has been so hot, and it's cool and more, feels like fall today here. I've been getting tomatoes from our garden and cooking them, making a pretty thick sauce, and then freezing it because I usually make chili sauce in the fall. That way I can have a whole bunch of cooked tomato to make the chili sauce. My husband loves chili sauce, and we have a recipe of his grandma's that we use. Has lots of onion and pepper and brown sugar. I'm trying to think what else is in it, but when you cook that way down, oh, it smells so good in the house. It's great on burgers, and it's a great condiment. And then I usually can it. Okay, so there is our basic card front. And I have a small arch cut with the Everyday Arches die here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it with the sentiment with Pretty Peacock. And here's our Charming Day stamp set again. Nice sentiments. Thanks for being you. Happy birthday. Can't wait to see you again. Hey, and you made my day. So let's do thanks for being you. Oh, me too, Carol. I love fresh tomatoes. And you want to stamp it kind of out towards the end here. And I love a fresh tomato sandwich, and I messed that up. So I'm going to turn it over. Not the best because the stitching is backwards, but most people will not know that. So we're going to go with it. Hey, Margaret. Hi, Becky. 97. It feels like 97. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Okay, so we're going to add dimensionals to the back of this, too. This is the second smallest Everyday Arches die that I cut this with. And we are going to put this right over our braid there, like that. Okay. And then we have, this looks a little wonky there. Then we have die cut leaves, 2 of them. And we're going to layer them on here with, we're going to use glue dots. I'm grabbing my Take Your Pick tool. Don't you love this tool? It's so versatile, and you can use it for so many things. I'm going to add one to this leaf here. We'll add it going up like that. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining. And put that under there like that. Come on. Okay, and let's add this one. Going the other way. Like this. Yeah, I keep wondering what kind of a fall we'll have here. I've heard that we're supposed to have more snow this winter, but we shall see. Okay, and isn't this beautiful? This is one of the dies in this set, And I'm just going to bring in some mini dimensionals for that. Pop it on. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, Becky, that is really hot. And the humidity makes it even worse. Okay. We'll just add those on there like that with our little mini dimensionals. Everything is, the gardens are loaded with tomatoes, and we needed rain. We did get a little bit of rain. Now let's add a couple gems to this. Oh, I've got something to do on the inside here. We'll put this aside up here. So gems for our front. And these are the strawberry slush gems. They actually go pretty good with the petal pink. I wasn't sure about it, but I actually like how they look with it. Strawberry slush and pretty in pink. Okay, so there's the front, like that. And then I have a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inch cardstock. And to this, we have those two little long strips that we cut from our Charming Day DSP. And we're just I'm gonna cut it on the angle like that. Add a little adhesive. And add it up here. And then I'm going to make the other short little piece of paper, or the other piece of paper shorter. I can't pick it up. All right, so we're going to cut this one on an angle and make it shorter. Hey, Debbie, thank you. I know, Carol, I love the break from the heat too. Is anyone canning right now? Canning anything from the garden? Or I know my friend Lise is baking sourdough bread. Yum, yum. And this one we're just going to lay flat. We're not going to add dimensionals because it's the inside. So I'm just putting tiny little dots. And we're going to add our flower over like that. And then add some adhesive. And add this to the inside. Okay, so there is our card number 1. Thanks for being you. We'll set that aside. Let's do card number 2. The second card we're going to do is this one right here. And I love the layers behind it of the die cuts. And I don't have the inside in there. Interesting. So I'm going to grab that, which is right here, I believe. Yes. Actually, I think I'll come back to this one. Okay. We'll come back to this one, and I'm going to go on to, let's see what's in this. Okay. This one is right here. So I'm going to show you how to do this one, and this is a fun fold. And we have a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I'm just gonna burnish that down like that. I'm going to cut 2 3/4 of an inch off this front flap here. So I'm going to bring this back in. We're going to use this panel on the front of the card so it won't be wasted. We're going to take our 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece, and that's going to go on the inside of the card here. Ooh, that is so beautiful. Isn't that pretty? That pretty peacock with that floral print. And again, if your order's $50 or more, before tax and shipping and before your rewards this week, if you order with me, you'll get the tutorial for these cards. And if your order is $75 or more, I will give you a package of these gems, Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink. Okay, so now we have our other layer here. We're going to use that beautiful Pretty Peacock design, put it face up. This is a pretty fall paper too. Goes nice for fall or late summer. Okay, so this is our layer that we had from cutting it off the flap there. And we're going to add to that a piece of Pretty in Pink, or sorry, Petal Pink. I'm going to go ahead and layer that on there. I think my glue is getting down here. And I'm going to center that right on there like that. Okay, so we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. I really like this font and this bundle. Happy Birthday. Again, we're using Pretty Peacock ink. And you want to stamp it kind of towards the top and towards the right end there. All right. So about like that. There's our happy birthday. We have a few family birthdays. My sister's is coming up next week. My mom and I will meet her, take her out for lunch. It's always a fun time. And do a little shopping. Probably hit Hobby Lobby. I'm 12 years older than my sister, and there's 3 brothers in between us. So my mom was thrilled to have another baby girl. Oh, that's what it was. It was plugged a little bit. Okay. And this is going to sit nicely right inside that petal pink. There we go. Okay, so we're going to add glue only to the left side of the back of this because it's going to be hanging over the edge here. So I'm going to go about that far. I'm going to press it down, and you want to center it so it looks centered between these 2 sides and then the top and the bottom. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so we have this gorgeous die cut here. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that is so beautiful. We're going to layer that on the side here like this. And there's a lot of little cuts in this, in the die cuts in this set. So you kind of want to put your glue where it's not near one of those cuts so it doesn't seep through. All right, so there is, I'm just going to press it down for a minute. A little bit there. Kathy. York Haven. Is that near York? York, PA? My brother lives in York, one of my brothers. Hi, Debbie, you love Hobby Lobby? Yes. Thank you, Cindy, for the happy birthday. Hi, Suzanne. Thanks for joining. All right, and now we have another, I don't think I really looked at the dies with you guys, but here's another leaf die. I'll grab them and just show them to you because they're just so beautiful. We're going to put the leaf die like this. Die cut. So the dies for this set, there's this, which we're going to use tonight. Aren't they pretty? I love this too. That's like leafy, like a rose stem with the different stems on it. Here's that little leaf die. This cuts out the large stamped floral image, and this is the floral, detailed floral die cut. And there's the little single rose head, and that looks nice actually on this one. All right, so we're going to come back to our twine here that we had pulled out from the jute, and we're going to make a bow out of this. This is 3 strands here. And just like that, I'm going to put it right there. So we need to cut our tails a little bit here. And grab a couple of glue dots. Hi, Betty. Hi, Noreen. Thanks, Becky. Okay, so that's gonna go on there like that. And let's add some gems. Let's go with a darker one in the lower corner here, like this. And maybe this here. Let's do a clearish one up here. So that is our second card. Oh, I forgot the inside piece. There's a piece that goes on the inside here, right here. So if you're signed up for my email newsletter, you will get the template. Everyone will get the template for cutting, for the die cutting. I'm sorry, paper measurement cutting on for these cards in the One Sheet Wonder. If you place an order with me, then you will get that. Plus, you'll get the PDF tutorial. No kits this week. If your order is if that's with a $50 order, if you order $75 or more, you'll get the gems. Okay, so let's set those aside. Let's do our third card. And we're going to have that. I'm going to pull these out. All right, so our third card that we're going to do is this one. And this is going to use those strips. I think they're 3.5 by 1 inch. And that beautiful die cut flower there. This is the Pretty Peacock cardstock. 8.5 by 5.5. I'm just going to burnish that down. So let's get those 1 inch strips. They're in order here, so they should kind of match the patterns. And then we have a piece of petal pink that's going to go right here. That's at 3.5 by 1. And then this one is going to go right here. All right, so you can see I'm kind of eyeballing them to see where I want to put them. So we're going to start with the upper one here. Like that. Might need to go up just a tad. Then this one. I usually don't have trouble with this plugging. Let me unplug that. Okay, and I'm going to wipe the end of it off here. All right, so I think it went like this. Nope, I think it goes this way. Yep. And I'm going to just line this up on my grid. Make it easier to tell if I've got it straight. Oh, we better stamp that before we put that in there. You know, it's kind of living dangerously if you don't stamp before you put your layers on, which I have done before. Okay, so let's add our thanks for being you on the towards the left end there. Yeah, yours plugs too. Lise says hers plugs all the time. It's such a great tool though, because it puts out a nice thin stream of adhesive, and usually it doesn't get plugged because of the way it sits in the, mine might need glue too, maybe that's part of the problem. Okay, so we've got that there like that. And I'm just gonna glue this flat onto my card base, card front. We'll add little dots here. Whoops, that's gonna be a big dot. And I'm trying to put the flower, the head of the flower over a piece of designer series paper. Most of it onto the designer series paper. So let's grab this piece of this jute, and I'm going to pull a little bit out to make a bow for this. I think I've got 3 strands here. You could use, I used one on the other card, but I like it a little thicker, generally speaking. Okay, and cut these off like that. We're going to add that there. Well, there are many glue dots, so I'm using 2 because the jute is heavy. All right, so we'll put that knot right there on those. Let's add some gems to the card front. Let's use clear ones on this card. I used the dark pink on the other card, so we'll take a look at both of them, see which way we like it. Oh. And then I'm looking for card. I forgot to cut a piece of cardstock, but I'll show you how I did the inside of this one. It's plain, but let's, it would be nice to add a sprig of those leaves to it. Okay, so there's that card. I think I like the darker gems better. All right, we'll set that one aside. And let's grab, there's another card here. Okay, so that one is, Trying to figure out which one it is. It's a mystery. All right, I'm going to come back to that. I probably didn't put everything in there that's supposed to be in there. All right, so let's do this one. By this one, I mean this one right here. This is really pretty. All right, so we're going to start with our card base. Again, pretty peacock. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, or you can just fold it in half and then burnish it down. All right, and then we have some layers here. We have a layer of our designer series paper from our one sheet wonder that we cut, and we're going to layer onto this piece a basic white cardstock like that. And there's that beautiful pattern on the back. All right, I'm going to grab my regular green glue bottle. And maybe not. I think there's one here. Okay. I'm back. All right. So here we are. I'm not fond of the seal, but I like the Seal Plus. But there's like a learning curve with using that. Has anybody else found that to be true? Okay, and then that's, before we put that on there, we're going to do a little stamping across the bottom. And there's this really pretty stamp here. We're going to use that. And I'm just going to stamp, this is Pretty Peacock on Pretty Peacock. We'll go across the bottom like this. All right. I know, I like the font too. Hi, Sandy. Yeah, the paper colors really do make it. All right, what did I do with my layer? Here it is. Okay, so this is going to go right across like this on here. And it looks like it's going to hang over a little bit. So I will just take my scissors and trim that off. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be okay. All right, so that's on the front like that. And then this is die cut is from the Textured Notes. It has that nice detail around the edge there. And we're going to use the Happy Birthday stamp. What I like too about this particular class is basically you're only using one ink. You're using the Pretty Peacock color. And this is going to layer onto our card, and we're going to put it a little bit above and more towards the right side of the card like that. like that on there. And then this is that other die cut that we haven't used yet. It really has like tiny little rosebuds on it, in the leaves. And this is pretty, or petal pink. I might have said pretty pink earlier, and it's petal pink. Again, I'm trying to do just tiny, tiny little dabs of glue to hold it down. And we want to put this on the side of our, in fact, I want to go in a little more. The side of our die cut basic white piece. Yeah, the stamp across the bottom is really pretty, I think. Okay, and then again, we're going to take some pieces out of the jute here for our bow. And I think I'm going to just take a couple here. This is 2 pieces. Oops. Does anybody have this jute? It'd be great for gift wrapping, that kind of thing. All right, glue dots. We need our glue dots here. Okay, we'll put that right on there like that. And now let's add the gems. Hi, Jeanette. Thank you. Okay, so for the gems, let's see. I have clear on this one. Let's try color. Let's try a dark color, maybe right there. Let's add one here and one up here like that. All right, and then for the inside here, we'll add our 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of cardstock. Then you could stamp something or put another die cut in there. So that's and sometimes I like to wait and stamp the inside after I know whom I am giving it to. All right, so that's that card. Let's see what else we've got left here. Okay, let's do this one. All right, so this is this card right here. Lots of layers. Interesting. This is embossed with a birch 3D embossing folder. So we've got Mossy Meadow here. That is 4 1/4 by 11. All right, we've got a piece here that's 5 1/2 by, I'm not sure, I can't remember, but that's going to go on the left side. Again, this is the birch 3D embossing folder that it was embossed with. And it's going to layer from top to bottom. It's 5 1/2 inches long. And I've pulled it all the way over to the right side. Okay. All right, we have another layer here of Pretty Peacock. We're gonna just add to the very front here, center, front and center. Like that. And then a piece of Petal Pink, and I've already adhered these two together, DSP with Mossy Meadow. And we're gonna layer this on the Petal Pink. And Averna has it very crooked. Let's get this straightened out here. Oh my goodness. Move over. Come on. I don't like that either. Okay, that's pretty good. And then our adhesive on the back. Okay, so that's our base there. And I'm wiping sticky, icky paper stuff off my fingers. All right, now we have, we're going to take some more jute here. And I'm going to take 3 strands. I'm going to tie a big loopy bow. Hope I've got enough here to tie a big loopy bow. We'll soon find out. Yeah, that's pretty big. I want this loop a little bigger. Okay, and I'm going to cut these ends here. All right, we're going to add it to the side there. Again, glue dots. Okay, like that. And this is going to sit there like that. And this is die cut from the Nested Essentials dies. This is the smallest of this shape. So here are the Nested Essentials dies, rectangles and banners, and it's the smallest one right here that it was die cut with. All right, so we're going to make this another happy birthday card. And we'll stamp that right on there. Happy birthday. And we're going to layer this on here with dimensionals. So we want to layer it kind of like this. So I want to make sure I don't put a dimensional on the back right here, because it will make that too bulky. So I'm going to put it way over here. Way on the end, like that. And we'll do here and here. All right, so, and we've got our center, looks pretty well centered with our rectangle. And let's add our gems. I think I'll add some on the side here. So let's go right here and here and up here. All right. And for the inside, I'll layer this on there, inside here. And again, I would wait probably on decorating it depending on who it's going to. All right, so there's that card. And let's do this card right here. So again, we've got a pretty peacock card base. We have a piece of petal pink cardstock that's 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to layer that right. Oh, we're not going to layer it yet. We're going to put some braiding around it. So this is kind of loose, and I'm going to go ahead and use it because it's not so thick because I've been pulling strands out of it. And actually, before we layer that on there, we're going to add this piece. This piece here was embossed with a Birch 3D embossing folder. And it's going to fit right inside that petal pink base there. All right, now we're going to add our braid here. I'm going to grab a piece of tear and tape. This is one of our strongest adhesives. And you want to run it right along your edge here, the top edge of your embossed pretty peacock piece. I'm just going to put that over there like that. And we got to grab another piece. For this side. Let's see if this looks, yeah, that looks okay. All right, and I'm going to cut some of this off here just to get rid of bulkiness. And I'm going to layer this on with glue. Okay, and if you're just joining, this is a One Sheet Wonder class where you may cut one sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper and you can make many cards out of the pieces using the different pieces. It's a great way to kind of conserve your paper and make beautiful cards at the same time. All right, that's going to go on there. We're going to add this with dimensionals. And sometimes I like to just take the Take Your Pick tool and grab the backings off the dimensionals with that. Nope, I didn't get that one. Okay, so this is going to go, we're going to center that kind of like that. It's got to go over just a hair. There we go. we're going to add our leaf. Add some little dots here. That was too big of a dot. Oh, let's put it down right about here. Actually, if you put glue here, you could use mini dimensionals under these leaves here. Then we have a very thin strip, probably 1/2 inch, and we're gonna stamp You Made My Day. This was crooked, so I'm not gonna use that. Yeah, this stamp, I've got the backing on, not quite right, so you have to change the position of how you're stamping it a little bit. Okay, there's You Made My Day. And we're going to add this right under, see if I can get under that leaf. Whoops, You Made My Day. And we'll grab some more jute. And pull off some strands for bow. I've got 2 this time. We'll get our tails there, grab our glue dots. Add that right there like that, whoops. And our gems. Let's use the medium color here. All right, so You Made My Day, and then we would put this on the inside here. Whoops. So tonight I've made 6 cards. I'm just going to show you the 7th card because of time, and I tell you how I made it. But I will have just the tutorial for sale too. I have to type it up if you didn't want to buy the kits to get the tutorial. And we have this leaf, extra leaf. So let's add it to the inside. We'll add it right down here. Okay, so there's that card. There's the other one I did. This one I have this up farther, which I think I like better. Moving that up in that space farther. So the card that we didn't get to tonight is this one. And this has layers of cardstock and the layer of DSP in the center. It has the braid with the frayed edges running underneath it, and it has 2 of the large die cuts underneath there. And this is the die. So I've used 2. I've cut some of them up so they show sticking out from there. So we've got that card. These we did. These. This one. this one here, and this was the first one here. So I hope that you've enjoyed this class, and I hope you have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Take care, and I will see you. I'll be back on soon. Bye now.